Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I think that this is a moment in time where we Black Americans have to encourage each other and lift each other up, because all I hear is everybody hates us. Well, not really. Everybody doesn't hate us, but we do get a lot of negative energy from different communities. But everybody doesn't hate us. But the message that I want to give you today is that you do not have to change for other people. Not for white people, not for Black immigrants, not for anybody. We change for ourselves to make ourselves better, to be the best that we can be for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities. But we are not required to change because the government plumps some immigrants, regardless of what race they are, into our communities. Now, all of a sudden, we've got to do a juggling act to adapt to what they're doing. No, we don't have to do that. They need to adapt. But let me back up and address this whole thing about everybody hates us. That is a sign of our success as a people. We have done something very extraordinary in the United States of America. Our ancestors were brought here in chains. As one African man was trying to impress a white woman, and he said, I came here in a plane, they came in chains. He's absolutely right about that. But what people like him miss is that we did something very brilliant here. We built an empire, and not only did we build the empire, we are able to stay here in a country that our ancestors built with the descendants of their enslavers, and we're able to thrive in this environment. We're not running to their countries. We're not running all over the world looking for somewhere to land, looking for somewhere to make a better life for ourselves. We are able to make a better life for ourselves here and become the most influential Black people, and really more influential than a lot of white people globally. So we don't have anything to feel bad about, even though people continue to try to make us feel bad, but that is because of our success. That's the price we have to pay for being successful. And that doesn't mean that everybody is a millionaire or a billionaire. It means that we have won this particular round of humanity. And for that, we should be proud. Now, I want to get into this video about not having to change for people, because we see people who came to the United States and were plumped down in our communities, and now they're complaining because we didn't accommodate them. And so we need to talk about that. This message is for Black Americans who feel pressured to adjust themselves for people who walked into our communities with expectations we never agreed to meet. Some newcomers arrive with a ready-made script about who Black Americans are supposed to be, not based on our lived experience and not based on theirs, not based on anything in reality, based on narratives they were fed long before they ever met a single one of us. And somehow we end up being the ones expected to explain ourselves, defend ourselves, or prove ourselves. That expectation is not organic, it's imported. Black Americans did not design immigration policy. Black Americans did not choose who gets placed in our communities. Black Americans did not invite people in with a promise to perform, assimilate, or impress. Yet Black Americans are the ones told to fix ourselves to meet standards that were never ours to begin with. That is not responsibility, that is projection. There is a quiet, constant message aimed at Black Americans. Show us you're respectable. Show us you're disciplined. Show us you're worthy. Show us you work hard. But here's the truth. You cannot prove anything to someone who decided what you were before they ever met you. Trying to win validation from people who arrive with a hierarchy already in their heads is a losing game. And it's a game Black Americans never signed up to play. It is not for us to try to prove to Black immigrants that we work hard or what we have accomplished. It doesn't matter how much we tell them what we have accomplished. They don't want to hear that because they've already got a script in their heads that they're expecting us to perform. And if we don't perform it, they're going to make up stereotypes and say we're doing it anyway. So it doesn't matter what we say or do. And that is a script that we have no responsibility to perform. They are the ones who invaded our communities. They are the ones who are on the run. We're not on the run. They are the ones who need to adapt, or they can always go back where they came from. Now, here's the third rail. For all this talk about immigrants, talking about how Black Americans treated them, overwhelmingly, Black Americans were not brought up in community with immigrants. Not from Latin America, not from the Latinos, not from the Africans, not from the Caribbeans. Most Black Americans were not brought up in communities with Black immigrants. It's Black people who live in these large coastal cities, New York, Miami, maybe Los Angeles. They're the ones who have had to suffer the brunt of these immigrants. Not most of us, yet they speak like all Black Americans did this to them. Nobody did anything to them. It was other immigrants from the places that they came from doing those things to them. This stuff with these immigrants has gone too far, and it's about time we had a real reality check, or it's about time they had a reality check. Black Americans are not guests. We're at home. We are not here temporarily. We're not waiting for permission to belong. This is home, built, shaped, and defined through centuries of labor, culture, and survival. So when someone says, you don't know where you're from, the answer is simple. Apparently we do, because nobody is looking for us to deport us. That's not arrogance. That's reality. And stop trying to convince people who don't understand our reality. We have nothing to prove to people who have never lived our history, never carried our burdens, and never survived our conditions. And if we're being honest, if anything, the fact that Black Americans built lives, culture, and progress in a country that enslaved us is evidence of extraordinary resilience, not inferiority. This is not a comparison. This is a fact about Black American endurance. So here is the line in the sand. We are not going to change our culture. We're not going to change our identity. And we're not going to change our tone, history, or self-perception. We are not the ones who need to adjust. We are the ones who have already survived, built, contributed, and endured. We are home, and we do not have to change for anybody. So the message from now on and forever has to be, we know exactly who we are. We are foundational Black Americans, and I think we have to use that word. I don't think there's a better one. Foundational to this empire. You are a guest, and you are the one who needs to change if any changing needs to be done. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about this video. Give me a thumbs up. Keep warm out there, and have a good day.